Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Cosmic Compass for the week beginning April the 5th to the 11th. So it looks like we're going to have a much better week, mainly because we have multiple transits to Jupiter, which is a great opening energy that moves energy very positively and which contributes to the sense of, okay, whatever difficulties, whatever darkness is happening, we can keep moving, we can keep growing, we can keep evolving. And it starts out, we have a fabulous Grand Trine, one of the best aspects in astrology, between Scorpio Moon, trining Mercury, the planet of mind, trining Jupiter. And so that what that means is that emotionally things are more fluid, on a feeling level, there's a greater sense of flow. In terms of our perceptions, the way we translate things, interpret things in life, Jupiter opens us up to more positive expectations of what's possible. There's a reinvigoration of hope and confidence, despite evidence to the contrary. Now, even the best of energies can be misused. And in the case of Jupiter, Jupiter can expand whatever it's connected to, positive and negative. Now, the Aries Sun squares Jupiter right now, and generally that's a very positive, again, opening energy. However, the shadow side of it, it can bring out the combative, egocentric, arrogant aspect of the sign. And unfortunately, another side of Jupiter is exaggerated expectations, unrealistic expectations, buffoonery in all its forms. So it's not great in terms of contributing to, the war zones around the place and the egos of people who are allegedly leading us. But for the essence of Aries, it says, okay, we can bring up that sacred masculine warrior energy at the same time. Now, as I said, Mercury is trining Jupiter, so that opens us up to greater possibilities. It enhances the level of creativity we can access, but also intuitiveness, as well as more expanded forms of consciousness within ourselves. Venus, goddess of love, she's now in Taurus, which is a fantastic place for her. It's one of her home territories. It heightens that urge for love, for pleasure, for stability, for a simple, easy life. Unfortunately, she squares Pluto almost immediately. And therefore, this longing for simplicity gets met with the complexities of the craziness of the world. And it also gets met by demands inherent each of us for real deep change and transformation. So there's a bit of a tug of war on a heart level, on a relationship level, on a sexual level between these two polarities. It does improve in the course of the week because then Venus joins the great Earth Mother Ceres later in the week, which is a much more nurturing, enhancing, solidifying energy that will kind of ease our hearts in lots of ways. Mars is at the very end of Pisces and will move into Aries on Saturday. Sound the trumpets, because Mars is very much at home in Aries. It rules the sign, and it means we can get much more traction. And all the creative ideas and possibilities that we've all been brewing for the last 5 weeks while it's in Pisces, we get to act on it. The rubber hits the road. We can move forward with some of those possibilities energetically. What else is on the brew? I guess the greatest thing, well, let's say one really helpful thing about Jupiter energy is that Jupiter is conjunct Eros. And Eros is a playful, mischievous god of erotic energy, of passion, of play, And combined with Jupiter, that's a very expressive, expansive expression of this energy. And Eros lifts us beyond the mundane. So anything that opens our hearts, that connects us with passion, with creativity, is going to be enormously beneficial to balance out some of the shittier stuff this week. So, and there's also some very powerful healing processes happening. There's a joining of Chiron and Lilith, which is a collision on one level between the wounded masculine and wounded feminine, but it's a collision that can allow the releasing of ancient traumas in the right contexts. But it can also talk about opportunities to heal both sacred masculine and sacred feminine energy that has been distorted in the past. So, yeah, lots of possibilities. The fact that we've got so much Jupiter energy around means that we can move with the energy. We can stay hopeful. We can understand that nevertheless, grace is always present. And as they say in the classics, better to make love than to make war. So use the energy well. Lots of love. Blessings. Cheers.